Scene script. Have you ever wondered how a 9-year-old boy could become a pharaoh of one of the most powerful empires in history? Imagine, barely out of short trousers, and you're already commanding an empire. You're not just playing with sandcastles anymore, mate. You're building real pyramids. This is the story of the boy king, Tutankhamun, or King Tut, as he's affectionately known. He was thrust into power at the tender age of 9 and ruled over Egypt, one of the most advanced civilizations of the ancient world. Now that's a story that makes your school playground adventures seem a bit dull, doesn't it? But King Tut's reign wasn't just about the power trip. Despite the short duration of his rule, there's a shroud of mystery that hangs around it, like an outback fog on a chilly morning. The specifics of his leadership, his policies, and even the details of his day-to-day life are all a bit hazy. And it's this ambiguity, this enigma, that has made King Tut a subject of intrigue and fascination for historians and Egyptologists across the globe. Think about it. We're talking about a period over 3,000 years ago. It's like trying to piece together a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing and the other half chewed up by your pet dingo. But despite all these challenges, the story of King Tut remains one of the most compelling tales from the annals of ancient history. And it's not just about his life. Even King Tut's death is shrouded in mystery. How did he die? Why so young? Was it natural causes or something more sinister? These are questions that continue to confound experts, making the young pharaoh's life and death a captivating enigma. Today, we delve into the life of this young pharaoh, his achievements, and the mysteries that continue to baffle historians. So buckle up, mates, because we're about to take a ride on a history time machine, exploring the life and times of the boy king Tutankhamun. Born as Tutankhaten, his life was destined for greatness from the very beginning. Picture this. It's around 1342 BC, in the heart of ancient Egypt. A child is born into a world of gold and grandeur, of power and privilege. This is no ordinary child, mind you. This is Tutankhaten, later known as King Tutankhamun or King Tut, as we fondly call him today. His parents are none other than Pharaoh Akhenaten and Queen Nefertiti, two figures of immense influence and legendary status. His father, Akhenaten, was a revolutionary, a religious reformer who discarded the old gods and brought in the worship of a single deity, the sun disk Aten. His mother, the beautiful Nefertiti, was not just a queen, but a co-regent, ruling alongside Akhenaten. Their influence and power were unparalleled, and their son was to inherit it all. But the world into which young Tutankhaten was born was not one of peace and stability. Far from it. This was the Amarna period, a time of religious upheaval and political uncertainty. The old gods were out, the new god was in. Temples were being built and torn down, art was changing, and the capital had been moved to a whole new city, Akhetaten. It was a time of great change and turbulence, a time that would shape and define the future pharaoh in ways no one could predict. Tutankhaten would soon find himself at the center of it all. His father's controversial religious reforms would not last, and the young prince would be the one to restore the old ways, the worship of the old gods. He would change his name to Tutankhamun, living image of Amun, reflecting this return to tradition. And so, the stage was set for one of history's youngest pharaohs, born into a time of turmoil, destined to rule, and tasked with restoring order amidst chaos. But this was just the beginning of King Tut's remarkable journey. His real story, his true legacy, was still to be written. Imagine ruling an empire at the age of 9. That's exactly what happened to King Tut. Young Tutankhamun, commonly known as King Tut, ascended to the throne of Egypt following the death of his father, Akhenaten. Picture a boy, barely out of his toddler years, thrust into a world of power and politics, grappling with the immense responsibility of ruling an empire. In the grand scheme of things, King Tut was but a child, and the transition of power was anything but smooth. The young king found himself in the center of a political maelstrom, navigating the choppy waters of a kingdom in turmoil. His father's controversial religious reforms had sparked a great deal of unrest, and it was up to King Tut to restore order and unity. But let's not forget, he was only 9. As you can imagine, he didn't navigate these treacherous waters alone. A team of powerful advisors, the puppet masters behind the throne, played a significant role in guiding the young king. Among them was a seasoned diplomat, and possibly King Tut's grandfather, and Horemheb, the head of the army. These men, with their wealth of experience and political savvy, were instrumental in guiding the young king and shaping his reign. Thus began the reign of the boy king under the watchful eyes of powerful advisors. The stage was set for King Tut, a child thrust into power to leave his mark on history. Despite his youth, King Tut's reign was marked by significant events. Can you imagine a mere teenager, not even old enough to get a driver's license in today's world, ruling an entire kingdom? It's a bit like handing the keys to the family car to a toddler, isn't it? But let's set the jokes aside and delve into the serious business of Tutankhamun's rule. First up, let's talk about religion. King Tut's father, Akhenaten, had caused quite a stir by replacing the traditional Egyptian gods with a single deity, the sun disk Aten. But young Tut wasn't having any of that. He decided to restore the old gods, bringing back the traditional pantheon and the priesthood associated with it. Now that's what we call a divine reversal. In addition to restoring the old gods, King Tut also embarked on a significant construction campaign. He commissioned new temples and monuments, promoting the traditional gods and their cults. Some of these monuments, like those in the city of Thebes, still stand today, a testament to the young king's desire to leave his mark on the landscape of ancient Egypt. Now let's turn our attention to King Tut's diplomacy. Remember, we're talking about a teenager here, but he was no ordinary teen. His diplomacy skills were remarkable. He maintained peaceful relations with neighboring empires, like the Hittites and the Mitanni. There were no major wars during his reign, a feat that many older and more experienced rulers would have been proud of. King Tut also initiated trade agreements and exchanged gifts with neighboring kingdoms, strengthening Egypt's economic position. These diplomatic maneuvers helped to stabilize Egypt after the religious upheaval caused by his father. Despite his youth, King Tut displayed a level of wisdom and maturity that belied his age. He understood the importance of peace, prosperity, and piety, and he worked tirelessly to ensure that these were the pillars of his reign. But let's not forget, he was still a kid at heart. He loved chariot racing and hunting, often depicted in his tomb's wall paintings. Even as a king, he found time for fun and games, reminding us that beneath the crown and the royal regalia, he was just a young boy. In the end, King Tut's reign was a period of restoration and stability. He brought back the old gods, built monuments, fostered peaceful relations with neighboring empires, and ensured that Egypt remained a powerhouse in the ancient world. Though his reign was short, King Tut left a lasting impact on Egypt. His decisions and actions shaped the course of Egyptian history, and his legacy continues to be felt today. So, the next time you think about King Tut, remember, he was more than just a boy king. He was a leader, a diplomat, a builder, and yes, a chariot-racing, game-loving teenager. Like his life, King Tut's death is shrouded in mystery. As we delve into the final chapter of King Tut's short life, we find ourselves in the realm of conjecture and speculation. What could have been the cause of death for this young pharaoh who ruled Egypt for a decade, and then suddenly passed away at the tender age of 19? The theories are as varied as they are intriguing. The first, and perhaps most commonly accepted, is that King Tut met his end due to a health complication. Some historians suggest that he suffered from a genetic disorder known as temporal epilepsy. This condition could have led to a sudden fatal seizure. There were also signs of a possible infection in his broken leg, which could have led to deadly gangrene. Then there's the theory that King Tut was murdered. A CT scan of Tut's mummy revealed a possible blow to the back of the head. Was this an accident or a deliberate act of violence? We may never know. Another theory points to a chariot accident. Tut was known to enjoy the sport of chariot racing. Could a severe crash have led to his untimely demise? The evidence is inconclusive, but it's a possibility that continues to captivate researchers. Yet another hypothesis suggests the young king may have died from complications related to malaria. DNA tests have indicated that Tutankhamun was infected with the most severe strain of the disease. Could this have been the final blow that ended his life? Each of these theories offers a glimpse into the possible circumstances surrounding King Tut's death, but the truth remains elusive. Despite the advances in technology and our understanding of history, the exact cause of his death is still unknown, and perhaps it will remain so. The only certainty is that King Tut's death marked the end of his short yet influential reign. This young king, who ascended the throne at 9 and ruled until he was 19, left an indelible mark on Egyptian history. And so, the young pharaoh's reign came to an abrupt end, leaving behind a legacy that continues to intrigue us. Centuries later, King Tut would captivate the world once again. As the dust settled and the echoes of ancient Egypt faded into the whispers of time, a new chapter in King Tut's tale was about to be written. Enter Howard Carter, a British archaeologist and Egyptologist. He was a man with a mission, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a hunch that would lead him to one of the most significant archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. In the year of 1922, after years of painstaking excavation in the Valley of the Kings, Carter's dedication was rewarded. He stumbled upon the nearly intact tomb of King Tutankhamun. This was a find of extraordinary significance, you see, because most royal tombs had been plundered over the centuries. But not King Tut's. His final resting place had been virtually untouched for over 3,000 years. As Carter and his team carefully made their way into the tomb, they were greeted by a treasure trove of unimaginable richness. Glistening gold artifacts, intricate jewelry, and beautiful statues, all meticulously preserved, were a testament to the boy king's wealth and status. Among the most iconic of these treasures was King Tut's golden death mask, a stunning piece of craftsmanship that captured the young pharaoh's serene countenance for eternity. But with the exhilaration of discovery came whispers of the infamous Curse of the Pharaohs. It was believed that anyone who dared to disturb a pharaoh's rest would be struck down by a curse. While it's a captivating tale, most historians and scientists dismiss it as mere superstition. However, it certainly adds an eerie layer of intrigue to the story of King Tut's tomb. In death as in life, King Tut continues to fascinate and perplex us. His tomb, a time capsule of a bygone era, offers invaluable insights into the grandeur and mystery of ancient Egypt. And as we continue to unravel the secrets of his life and reign, we're reminded of the enduring allure of this boy king who, even in death, refuses to be forgotten. So, what is the legacy of this boy king who ruled over 3,000 years ago? King Tutankhamun, or King Tut as he is more commonly known, left an indelible mark on history that continues to be felt today. His reign was relatively short, but his impact has been long-lasting. His tomb, filled with spectacular treasures, has provided an unrivaled insight into the opulence and rituals of ancient Egypt. Its discovery in the early 20th century sparked a global fascination with Egyptology that is still fervent today. This fascination has had a profound influence on popular culture, inspiring countless books, movies, and even fashion trends. From the mysteries of the pyramids to the allure of the Nile, the world's fascination with ancient Egypt can be traced back to the discovery of King Tut's tomb. But King Tut's legacy extends beyond the treasure troves of his tomb. His reign marked a period of significant change in ancient Egypt. He restored the traditional Egyptian religion after the disruptive reign of his father, Akhenaten, who had attempted to introduce monotheism. This restoration strengthened the cultural identity of Egypt and reaffirmed the divine status of its pharaohs, reinforcing the societal structures that had defined ancient Egypt for centuries. King Tut's death, at such a young age and under mysterious circumstances, has also spurred scientific research and debate. For years, scientists, historians, and archaeologists have been trying to unravel the mysteries surrounding his life and death. Was it an accident, illness, or perhaps foul play? The theories are numerous, and the quest for answers is ongoing. This pursuit of knowledge has led to advancements in fields such as genetics, archaeology, and forensic science, contributing to our understanding of history and the human condition. Furthermore, King Tut serves as a symbol of the enduring allure of the unknown. His story, shrouded in mystery, reminds us of the countless secrets that history still holds. It challenges us to continue probing, questioning, and exploring in our quest to understand our past and, in turn, our present. In conclusion, King Tutankhamun's legacy is multifaceted. It is encapsulated in the golden treasures of his tomb, reflected in the enduring fascination with ancient Egypt, echoed in the ongoing research into his life and death, and embodied in our enduring quest for knowledge. King Tutankhamun, the boy king of Egypt, continues to hold a firm grip on our collective imagination,